Hello, it's Anastasia, and welcome to the Mind of Over Matter podcast. We have, what's your name? How do you pronounce it? Sorry.
Shoshana.
Shoshana here. And yeah, she's going to talk about what she does and how we can relate her experiences. And basically, I'll just be asking questions surrounding that. So yeah, if you can introduce yourself and what you do.
Thank you so much for having me, Anastasia. It's really an honor to be here with you. So, hi, everyone. I'm Shoshana Kolodny, and I am a wealth activator coach. I really empower women to activate their wealth. Now, that may seem like very interesting and things like that, but what do I really do is I help you build your confidence around when it comes to finances. What I came to find out was as a financial professional and a certified coach is that women really are never given the opportunity to really truly learn about their finances. And if we're not given that opportunity, when we come into adulthood, it's something very scary, unfamiliar, and we don't know how to proceed. So some women truly want to create their own financial independence, and I empower them with the tools that they need to really and create that true financial wealth that they're looking for.
Okay, and that's really interesting, and that's amazing that you do that, we need more people like you to coach us. So basically, I know that obviously having dealing with financial issues can cause a lot of depression, a lot of stress, and that's that's one of the causes leading to mental health is having financial difficulty, right? So what is your advice to people when they are going through a financial struggle? What is the coping mechanisms that you offer them, that you do? Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing that we have to realize is now I work primarily with women. So we really have to understand that money is truly energy, right? And money is really truly in abundance, and the energy is always in circulation. So money's always in circulation, right? And now typically when women really find themselves in this cycle of debt, it's because a couple of things. Number one, that is what, especially single moms, right? That is what society's expectation is for them.
Exactly, yes.
Right? Never to get ahead, never to do anything with their lives, never to really create something else. So
Yeah.
in the back of our minds, we are doing what society expects us to do.
It's so true, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not like in the back of your mind, that you can create something huge and respectful and powerful and not have to go into debt and not all the rest of it, right? So number one, that is called a money block. That is what blocks that energy from starting to flow into you. So you have to recognize that that is a possibility of what may happen to you, right? And know that even if you have a money block, it's totally okay. You can actually overcome that money block and create something that you truly desire. So let's go back to the question and answer it from the beginning, but that's just a little bit of a history, what you have to understand. So what can I tell these women who are in that debt cycle and really are looking to climb out of it? Number one, they have to create a goal.
Yeah.
Without a goal, you don't know where you're going in life. So if you don't know where you're going, how can you climb out of that debt cycle, right? So number one, sit down and create a goal. Say, I want to earn X amount of money every single month. Now, how do you get to that X amount of money? Is you have to know your numbers. You have to really sit down with pen and paper and know your numbers. Write down your food budget. How much does food cost you every month? How much does rent cost you every month? How much are your utilities every month, right? And you go line by line by line by line and create a budget. Number two, how much debt do you currently have? Put it down. I know it's scary. I know it's not something comfortable that anybody wants to see, right? But recognize it and say, this is what it is. Let's write it down, right? And if it's $10,000, say, okay, if I pay off $50 a month, how many months is it going to take me to climb out of debt, right? And then once you've written everything down, you know what your minimum wage should be every single month.
Okay, that's really good advice.
Right.
I need
and
to
then
do
you
something like that.
Yeah. And then once you know what the minimum is, what you're going after for, you are going to try and do everything in your power to create that income. But you have to actually do that. So that would be
Yes.
step number one, is really, really know your numbers.
Okay. And what made you want to get into this, to do what you do? How come you had that passion?
Such a great question. So my passion really started when I was really, really young. So my family were immigrants to Canada. We were not native Canadian. I grew up in Canada, and my family, my dad had a great job, my mom had a great job, but we barely made ends meet. They barely made ends meet at the end of the month. Like, there was always more month than money. And every time we asked my mom for something, we saw the hurt in her eyes when she had to say no to us. And when I was very young, I always used to say, I'm going to do everything in my power to teach other women not to have to say no to their children.
Yes, because even me as a mother, it hurts me to say no to my daughter. Do you know what I mean? And, I mean, sometimes, of course, we need to say no out of discipline, but not no because you can't afford something. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I totally agree.
Like, if she wants a pair of shoes, just like all her friends, it hurts to say, no, I can't afford it.
Exactly. It does. And obviously you didn't want to be like that as well. So
I didn't want to do that to my children at all. Like, that was my thing. And from a very young age, I promised myself that I was going to teach other moms to make enough money so they don't have to say no to their children. Like, that was where I started as a little girl of about 6 or 8 years old. It took me a while to get here, but what really pushed me to get started was I helped found a nonprofit helping families suffering from postpartum. Yeah. And we now, again, I am a human being. I have no medical license. I'm not a therapist or anything like that. But what we came to realize through research from dealing with families, that a lot of these families were suffering. A lot of these moms were, maybe not full postpartum depression, but starting some postpartum anxiety. And most of them were related to finances.
Yeah.
Not understanding finances, not having enough.
Yeah, stressing about money. I can't do this, I can't buy that, or what am I going to do next week? I have a bill coming up. It's just, and that is the main cause of, depression, anxiety, stress, having no finances. That's what
Yeah,
I
having
think.
no
It's so true.
it's a big cause. I won't say it's the main, but it's a really, really big cause of most people, and especially in women, is related to finances, not having enough,
Yeah.
worrying about the bills, worrying about how they're going to raise their children in their future. Even if they have enough, there's still a lot of anxiety about what's the future to come. How they're going to pay for the next 20 years for this brand new baby.
Yeah. And but most people that I know, most of my friends and, people that I speak to, the majority of the time is about financial stress.
Yeah.
And
And one
it
thing,
is.
yeah, and one thing women especially, we're never taught how to understand money, truly understand finances and money.
Yeah, we're not taught that in school, are we?
No.
We just know the basics. We don't know the root cause.
Yeah, and we don't understand the importance of investing, different investments, long-term, short-term, high yield, low yield, all of it, like none of that. We're not taught it. We're not given the tools how to do it. We go out into the adult world and we start talking money, and women are treated as second-class citizens. Like, you don't need to know, right? Like, it's not for you. You don't have an understanding or anything like that. Let the men deal with it. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever met a financial professional?
No, never.
Never, right? But when you think about a financial professional, what is it? What do you think in your head? Like, who do you imagine is in that industry?
So I imagine a financial professional, someone to teach you how to do a budget plan and to manage your finances, like an accountant, for example. That's what comes to my mind.
I missed it, and my internet was unstable. What
Oh,
did you say?
a financial professional, what comes into my mind is someone like an accountant, someone to teach you how to manage your money, to help you budget. Um, that's what comes into
Yes,
my
yes,
mind.
but also I'm gonna say a white male, 55 years old, with a three-piece suit, a bow tie, and a briefcase, right? Extremely intimidating for us younger women.
Oh, in that sense, yes, exactly. I would think that they're very successful and we tend to compare ourselves.
Right, but intimidating that women don't feel relatable to. So most women tend to try and figure it out themselves, talk to their neighbors, their friends, their family, and don't go for that true help that they actually need because they don't want to be treated as a second-class citizen all over again.
Yeah, and we feel we shouldn't like women, it's women rights as well. Us
Yes,
women, we can be successful and we can be more successful than men.
yes, and there are many women who are extremely more successful than men, but that's why I did the first step and I became that licensed financial professional to break that stereotype and to really empower women to feel comfortable around money.
Yeah, it's really good what you do.
Yeah. Yeah. So then step number two, what I realized was that we have a lot of money stories in our heads that growing up. What did
Yes,
you hear about money growing up? Did you hear money's the root of all evil?
yes, I heard that all the time. Money doesn't grow on trees. Nothing is free in this world. money is the root to all evil, all sorts of different things. Oh, money can't make you happy, which is true, but it is more of a need. I don't know, but anyway, I've heard lots of different things.
Right. So let's go with the money is the root of all evil, right? And
Okay.
especially as women, we want to do everything in our power to stay away from evil. And especially moms and nurturers and empaths, we want to do everything in our power to stay away from all evil. So we hear money's the root of all evil. What do? We want to stay away from evil. So the money slips through our fingers because we don't want to be associated with the evil. So we stop ourselves from doing what we need to do to earn that money. Because we don't want.
Or in like with that saying, like money is the root to all evil. Yeah, we don't want to be around evil or negativity. But then it kind of makes me think that, is money itself evil then, or does it make you become evil? I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what does it do? It stops you from earning money.
Exactly. It does. That's a good point. It does.
Right? It's that subconscious in our mind, we're going to do everything in our power to stay away from evil. We don't want to have anything to do with that evil. So whether we need that money or not, we're not allowing ourselves to go to the place of evil.
Yeah.
So it just stops us. And it's like a whole generation of women felt that. So what
So
do we
don't. So do you agree with that saying then? Money is
absolutely not. Do you agree with money is the root of all evil?
No, but I do believe that it does cause a lot of issues.
Okay, so with that belief, you are going to stay in debt. Until you change that belief, you are not going to come out of debt.
I see where you're coming from now.
Yeah, so we have to rewire our beliefs that we were taught from a very, very young age about money.
Okay.
Yeah, and those are all those things that we heard are called, and they're called money blocks because it makes us block the money from entering our lives.
Yeah, it's having that belief, and money is energy, basically.
Yeah.
What about saying money is just a piece of paper? It's just a piece of printed paper. What about saying that?
We have to really believe that money is energy and it's constant circulation. Like energy is in constant circulation. Energy is totally available to us at all times, right? Yeah. So we have to get very good at saying, feeling, and right. And just know. Think about an apple tree or a lemon tree or any sort of fruit tree. What do you need to make that tree grow?
You need water, seeds, and sunlight.
Right? And that's all energy. You water it, right? And it's nothing that we even have to do. You can plant those seeds, walk away, and come back to a beautiful tree full of fruits. The energy, the sunlight, the rain took care of it.
That's very interesting. See, people don't see it like that, do they? That's why we do need coaching to train our minds and, having that belief.
Yeah.
Okay, so And well, you've basically covered everything, all the questions that I needed to ask. But is there anything that you want to share?
Yes, I would love to share, right? So now I scared everybody about all these money beliefs we actually have, right? What can we do from there to change our money beliefs? How can you take it today, walk away with something that you are going to do that is actually going to help you create a new money belief and a new path for you going to the future, right? Because it's not just enough to come here and scare everybody, but so I created an abundance tracker, a money tracker, right? So now when people think about that, they're like, oh my God, Shoshana, I don't want to write down every single bill I have and track it and all the rest of it. I'm like, no. So something else, energy. What we think about, we constantly attract.
Yes.
So if you're going to be thinking about bills and bills and bills, what are you going to do?
You're going to get bills and bills and bills.
Right. But if you're going to think about money differently, income and income and income, what are you going to do? You're going to attract more income, income, and income. So I created this abundance tracker, and it's complimentary. You could download it from my website. And what you do is you would write in it every single penny that you attract into your life. So I know you're a mom. And if you do laundry and you find a penny in one of your kids' pockets, you just attracted a penny into your life. Put it on your abundance tracker. You went out with your friend and she bought you a cup of coffee. Oh my God, you just attracted a cup of coffee into your life. How much is that worth? 2 pounds, 3 pounds, whatever it is, put it on your abundance tracker. You walk into the grocery store and you see you got a coupon for a percentage off of an item you were going to buy anyways, not something you weren't going to buy, but something that you needed anyways, chicken, meat, fish, whatever it is, right? Put that on your abundance tracker. You find money on the floor, put that on your abundance tracker. What is this going to do? It's going to create ways for you to start looking for money. Little money, it's going to start with little money, like money in your kid's pocket, coupons, an extra coffee, whatever it is. But once you believe that belief that money flows to you day in and day out, you are going to start creating ways, thinking of ways that you can actually create an income every single day.
And that would help you change your mindset, have more belief, and it eventually you will notice a difference basically doing that.
Yeah. If you really do it for 3 weeks in a row, you're going to really see a massive difference. And trust me, don't tell me there's not one day that you don't find abundance in your life, that you don't find a penny here, a nickel there, a dime there. When you're going to start looking for it, and you have to make an effort to look for it, right? It doesn't always fall into your lap. Sometimes it does, but at the beginning, you have to make an effort to look for it, and it will fall into your lap. I have every single day since I started have found money coming into my life.
I'm definitely going to try that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can happen when you least expect it though as well.
Oh my God, how many times it happens when you least expect it?
Yes.
All the time when you least expect it, right? But when you're consciously looking for it, you will consciously find it in the most unexpected ways.
Yes.
Grandma may call you up and say, happy birthday. I forgot to mail you your birthday present from 6 months ago. Here's $10.
And what's your website called? So
it's
everybody
my name,
knows.
ShoshanaKolodny.com.
Okay, so of course, if anyone wants coaching from you and they've taken something out of this, That's
They can
great.
find me
They
let them find on my website, shoshanakolodny.com. I have a couple of free resources over there that will really, really help people, like they're really help them in the money area. So number one, I do have a guide of overcoming money blocks over there, right? Like we talked about money blocks, what we think about money blocks, right? So like I said, sometimes we don't even realize that we have these money blocks. So number one is extremely important to recognize them.
Yes.
Number two is to rewrite that story what it is. Right? So now, like you said, money is the root of all evil. How would it make you feel to say every day, money is the root of all blessings, or money is the root of all abundance?
Yes. Change it to something more positive.
Yeah, that feels good. And say that to yourself on a constant basis, right? So I have a free guide with that. And I also have a great free guide about money manifestation, right? There's the buzzword about manifestation. Have you heard of it?
I have, yes.
But when it comes to money, we have to think a little differently. So I have a money manifestation guide where it really will guide you how to manifest money.
Okay.
Right. And I have this abundance tracker. And then really, you talked about changing your mindset and having a positive mindset. But what is the root, the first step we could do to changing our mindset and having this positive mindset is having gratitude for who we are right this instant.
Yes. Because when something good happens to us, we don't really always have gratitude at that moment, do we? Or we do feel happy, but it doesn't last, if that
Right.
makes sense. We don't really,
Yeah, but you're also a mom. How often do you stop and have gratitude for your body, what it did? Created a life in you.
I barely have time. So,
Right. But imagine you
yeah.
take a couple of minutes every single day and you journal about that gratitude. Now, when it comes to journaling, and people say that, and you look at a blank paper and you're like, what am I going to write? So I created
Yes.
a prompt journal, a gratitude journal with prompts that you can answer those questions. And that will help you get into the flow of opening that gratitude into your life.
I'm definitely going to do that, actually. So that's, yeah, very impressive.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. Um, well, thank you very much
My
for
pleasure. My
participating
pleasure.
today. And I really hope
Yes.
that people can check out your website, your Instagram pages. I can put that at the bottom of the, when I tag you. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And thank you for doing what you do, really bringing awareness to mental health, that there is mental health out there, and anxiety is one of it, and people do suffer from it. And there should really be no stigma associated with it. And it's okay, because we all get anxious at times. And just know it's okay to get anxious. But
Yeah.
there is help out there. There are resources out there. There are ways to really guide your anxiety in the right way, right? Like turn that anxiety to really create something positive in your life. So people get anxious that they're not earning enough money. They have a fear that they can't make the month end, right? So instead of sitting in that anxiety and saying, I fear I don't have enough money to pay my rent, take it and say, okay, I fear I don't have enough money to pay my rent, but what can I do to empower myself to make more money to pay my rent?
Yes.
right? Like take it and use it to your benefit and say, okay. And it's, with this day and age, with the internet at our fingertips, there are ways for us to make a few dollars every single day. And there's so many free resources out there, right? But really, again, go back to that goal. Know how much money you need at the end of the month.
Yes. Always have a goal. It's true.
This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to
Yeah.
stop the recording, but thank you very much. We just
My pleasure.
stop.
My pleasure.
I'm still kind of new to Zoom.
So I think by